Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Have the Race Gone for the monthly Audi TT Cup Showdown series. This is July, it's the summer vacation, and I'm supposed to mute my stream and ouch, I'm having coffee in my hand and that's better. It's July, we're at Monza, and as always with the TT Cup Showdown series, we're up for 2 times 25 minutes of racing, and plus a little extra treat we'll keep secret just for now. It is a wonderful pleasure to have you all along. Welcome. I hope you are all well and good on this Monday evening. And with that, I think we shall direct attention to the lineup, to the grid that we have for tonight's race, because it is always strong, like esports level strong for the TT Cup Showdown series. We've got some special quality on display here. We've got Williams Esports with Giorgio himself, or Gio. We have TX3 well represented as always. We have Gianluca as well. So the Italians represented as well here on home territory. Evening to David Kendall, evening to Nilse and the Driftmeister, evening Swablu as well. It is a nice evening to have you along for a stream. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you will enjoy the show. You've tuned in well, just about the perfect time. We are just a short minute away from starting the Superpole qualifying session. That one-shot action, so already there it gets hot, and it's sometimes a little bit hard for me to follow. That is what it is. And as I said that, a short minute it was. For once, I'm right. For once, I don't keep you waiting for long. But anyways, the grid, I haven't even gone through a bit of it yet. We have Piotr 27 from the KRT team. We have Carm from Canada. We have Quinton representing Volex Esports. We have Halstark as always. We have Martin and Jimmy representing our very own TSR boys, and Grosso from Portugal. We have Choma, the guitar playing Frenchman as well. There's no ABS, and that of course always makes for some hot action and wake as well. Martin, thanks for calling that out. And we do as well have 3 TSR drivers on display. We do also have the Belgian, I called him a Belgian-Asian TSR wake. Evening, Martin, as well. What a pleasure to have you along. Looks like a pistol from one angle. Monza does look like a pistol. Yeah, it does. I totally see it. I thought about that too. Very Italian indeed. So drivers on their outlaps now. Quentin first out of the box. He's probably on a PS4 Pro. Wouldn't be surprised to find he actually is. Then Aura and Gianluca, the 2 TX3 drivers. Then of course another one of the organizers, Dr. Hash, also quick out the box with the 2 TSR drivers, Jimmy and Wake in front of Shoma. But of course, that matters really little. What matters is the next lap, the flying one. Evening to everyone joining in there. David Kendall, Road Atlanta looks like a thumbs up. or a thumbs down, depending which way you do. But that's true, it does. Quentin gonna win tonight? We'll see about that. Swablu, I'm not exactly. I won't call out anything. This is gonna be an interesting one, of course. 2 races, fuel and tires times 1. So just neutral wear and burn. No ABS, as mentioned before. This makes it interesting. We've seen stuff go wrong before, and tire smoke is very much a thing in these. I'm here with my coffee, and as the level of coffee in my cup decreases, so shall the amount of talking that comes out of my mouth increase. So the flying lap commences here. It is Aura now having taken the provisional lead, and that's not gonna make for a good qualifying time here for Quinten or Gianluca. And I don't think any of them is really willing to budge here. I think it's Quinten getting the best out of it. Oh, that's gonna compromise Gianluca's run. Poor luck, Dr. Hash gets a good zook in the slipstream there. And that might just help him out. Oh, it's Quinten. Quinten goes very deep into the first chicane. And the first chicane, what is it even called? It's been so long since we've been at Monza. As they go through the first of the two Lesmos for the first time. And now the long run down towards Ascari underneath the old racetrack and the bridge there. Evening Avup. Yeah, you don't say that the entry list is indeed something special for tonight's race. I think we will have some very, very fine action on display as Quinten picks up a 2.5 second penalty, and that is for sure gonna, well, compromise. I was about to say, that's putting it very lightly. That's gonna ruin his lap completely here, and he'll find himself a long way back, I'm afraid. Gianluca already having found himself quite on the unlucky end of affairs. Let's see what it is gonna be here as Aura rounds the Parabolica, heads towards the line for a 1:59.7. So just manages to keep it under 2 minutes. Dr. Hash doesn't do the same, and neither does Gianluca. Quinten a long way back. Poor luck for him indeed. Jimmy goes third fastest. Wake there, second fastest, and now they come in thick and fast there. Chomar, a 1:58.4. Williams, Gio, 3/10 down on that. And then Martin provisionally third in front of Aura and Wake. Calm goes fourth fastest, but it's still it's a 59.6 for him. That's a banger of a lap from the Frenchman here. Chomar, brilliant run indeed. Evening Netso, nice to have you along. So let's see if there's any more shake-ups to come. I think that was actually pretty much, there was one more driver to cross the line. And that was Halstag. And he goes fourth fastest. And with that, I think we do have everybody across the line for their lap. Indeed, we do. And with that said, this is the standings. The grid order. I'll present you for... I should really have started the party out before, shouldn't I? We're gonna have a short chat with pole sitter Chomar. Oh, can't you just see when this is gonna happen on the PC and we don't have to do it through the PS chat, and there will be no more bouncing heads. That'll be amazing. But indeed a very, very good lap from Chomar, knowing that he is indeed very fast in this car. Gio second on the grid, so on the front home for Italy, on home turf here. Martin for TSR, showing the pace indeed for the Dutchman from the little town of Vijfhuizen, which actually indeed has 7, not 5 houses. And with that, we are joined by Chomar. Evening, Mr. Guitar Man.
Good evening.
James Hetfield Jr., a dear child, does have many names. We're on pole position today. A very, very, very nice lap. How does the ABS-less Teddy feel on track for you today, Chomar?
Feels pretty good. The heavy brakings on the chicanes are pretty sketchy, if I can say, because sometimes the car wants to slide on the rear because of the weight transfers. But yeah, the car feels pretty nice. I think I've got the good balance between brake bias, throttle input, and angle of the wheel. a good feeling on the track, basically. I was a bit scared of the new weather because I didn't practice on this weather. So I had like a few brake markers which were shadows, which is the worst thing to do. And the shadows are completely different, so I have to be sure, like, okay, this is this is this.
Yeah, that's not advisable at all.
But
that's true.
Happy of my lap.
Yeah.
I did. Ascari wasn't great, but yeah, overall it's just enough to make the pole position in front of Giorgio. So I think that would be one hell of a battle.
I think we're in for a hell of a show indeed. Thanks for joining us for this short pre-race talk. And, well, we'll talk again if you finish... I mean, 2 races tonight, so it's a little different. We're not necessarily going to do an interview between both of these races. I don't think we are. I haven't planned this. Can you hear that, Shama? It feels right. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, you're the broadcaster. It's up to you.
I know exactly. I know.
Even if I'm your boss, you know.
Breaking into our stream parties when in iRacing to ask for schedules. Brilliant stuff, mate. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Anyways, thanks for joining in, and hopefully we will chat again at the end of affairs.
Yep. Yeah, I hope it will be a great battle, and see you later, maybe, I don't know.
So a bit of indecisive cringeness from me to you, and with that on to the 7 minutes that's left. That's just a bit of practice there, as indeed David and Grosso shows us yet again. These titties are very good at lawn mowing. Somehow they do an amazing job of just that. The drivers, of course, are, that's what we usually see, using these couple of minutes before. Well, there are kind of 2 ways to spend it, either on the bathroom or in the car, and that's pretty much what we see here. Those who aren't driving and warming up, they'll probably be somewhere else. Martin, impressive indeed, going 3rd fastest in qualifying. And I have to say that it just seems no matter who or what you pitch or pit this Dutchman up against, he just delivers. Except for on this occasion when he delivers on going very wide through the parabolica. Indeed, we have VLX Quinton for Volex Esports mentioned as a favorite. We will have to see about that, Swablu, if Quinton will indeed be amongst the top runners. He will have his work cut out for him. Indeed, it will be very, very difficult, I believe, barring some big chaos, at least in the first race. Of course, there are a little bit of a difference to the 2 races, which I can, of course, take you through. Of the first race, we'll have a warm-up lap, and then a flying start, basically. For the second race, we will have a reverse grid order for the top 10, based on qualifying. I'm not completely mistaken. I hope I'm not wrong, Hash. I hope I'm right on this one. But anyways, with that said, after that, we'll have a standing start for the second heat, and that usually makes for some incredibly close racing. And here at Monza, with this, shall we say, infamous first chicane, we shall see how it goes. We shall see. Junaleska just joining us in the last moment as well. Of course, all the organizers not on track. A little bit of a disadvantage, you'd think. That's Giorgio in the... where's that? Oh, that is indeed in the chicane before the Lesmos. And somebody's parked on the inside as well. And good evening to everyone or anyone or whoever it is joining in here tonight. A warm welcome. to the Audi TT Cup Showdown series. Here from Monza, we are getting closer and closer to the start of the first of 2 heats here on display tonight. And as I mentioned, I will mention again, and I will also break it to you what it actually is. We're doing that in between the 2 races. No, anyway, it will be a hell of a show. 2 heats and a specialty at the end of it. 2 minutes until start. We have it now here from the doctor himself. Evening, Stevie. Nice having you along. I hope you're okay with your ligament and broken wrist, was it? And some ligament damage to go with it. Sounds rather dramatic, even for me as a former... sounds like I was a professional, and at some point I have never been anywhere close. The only professional cycling I do is being a bike messenger. But I have my fair share of crashes, but even with that taken in mind, I think it still sounds dramatic. I hope you're okay, mate. Best of swift recoveries from us to you. Just a few minutes to start, and I think some of the wise guys, I was about to call him that's Giorgio, wasn't intended to be a bad mafia pun. But some of the wiser guys here are practicing their starts, and that is gonna make very good sense. Getting off the line here surely is gonna be crucial, and avoiding too much wheel spin indeed. Never go full blip, no. No, that's a bad... Oh, was that Jimmy or Martin who came across there? It was difficult for me to see. I think it was Martin, he's still running. And with that, the final has started. That'll get his pulse up and running before the race. Incredible stuff. Anyways, with that said, the final is about to happen. I like this, final. Like, it's never gonna happen again. It is indeed gonna happen again. It's gonna happen twice tonight. Here is the start and the grid lineup of the first heat, ladies and gents. And mind you, this is of course the one with the formation lap and the flying start. The next race we're gonna see just 12 laps with a standing start. So we shouldn't see anyone running away from the lights here as it goes green. And no, indeed it is... oh, somebody thought they were going. And did anyone pick up damage? I sincerely hope they didn't. And if they did... oh, that's... seems it's all good. Yes, good stuff, guys. Good work. So, the incredibly challenging part of getting 14 quite skilled esports drivers to get off the line for a formation lap without hitting the car in front. We saw at the last IGTL race at Interlagos. It's like the better you are, the harder that becomes, apparently, for some reason. I don't know, maybe someone in chat can explain the coherence of these things. It might be beyond my Scandinavian understanding. What do I know? Formation lap it is indeed, and we have gotten underway. As mentioned before, it's Halbstark, the German, in 4th position, best of the Germans tonight, and there are quite a bit of those. Best of the non-Europeans. It is Carm, I think perhaps even the only non-European. Indeed, it is the only non-European we have on the grid tonight. And Grosso ended up in 10th position, and I wanted to see there Gianluca Quinton down in 11th and 12th position. Then Piotr in 13th, who also had quite a shocker of a lap. And then Junalescu, who didn't qualify, he's down in 14th position indeed. And let's check out that wang cam from the titty of Choma. the one titty he's driving. Does that ever get old? It will get old, sorry, I won't misuse it. The field already lined up into formation here as they come down towards the Parabolico. The first heat is very close to getting underway as they're slowing right down to bunch up. We've seen that before as well, that the organizers don't want too great distances between the cars, and now we have to say they are closer than close. And now it's Shoma. When are they gonna go? I think as they cross the pit lane. Or is it the start finish line? He's waiting, and they're off. They are indeed off, and I think Giorgio's got a brilliant start the Williams driver here. As we're on board down towards turn 1. It's got a very good run on Shoma. And now it's all about keeping it through turn 1. Let's see. Oh, he catches just a little bit too much of the curb, but he manages to get through. Let's see further down the order. Will they all get safely through? I think incredibly enough, it seems they've all gotten through safely. Gian Ludea, last man through here. In front of him is Piotr and Dr. Hash. Here is Martin defending from Halbstag. He's held on to third position up in front. Shoma is looking at having a look. He's looking at having a look. He certainly is, and he's thinking about moving up. Oh, there's contact between Com. And who is that? Oh, that's Com who goes completely off. That looks like some kind of disconnected wheel or something. Here he is battling with the... I guess that's Aura for 5th position. Wake in the pink TSR car in the background. Oh, poor Lucky goes wide there, it seems, Com, and now he's last on track. We're up with Giorgio still leading Shoma out by just under half a second. Halbstag has gotten through on Martin. Seems like it's been down towards the Lesmos. Oh, Martin's still very close. That wasn't the best of actions there for Com here now. And Grosso Quinton, he's flown up through the field. Quinton, who started all the way at the back of affairs. Well, whoever called out Quinton as a winner today might very well be. He's now moved up into 5th position, though he's finding himself 8 seconds down. And Juan Ludea, he's just went through alongside the Belgian. Those two now battling on the way down to the first chicane as they come across the line. And Grosso, and it looks like they might go 3 wide in behind. There's a very big scrap. We're gonna go on board for 8th position at the moment here with TSR Jimmy at a premium view of what's going on in front. Here is Jimmy, gets a tap. Oh, and he gets the wall. TSR Jimmy, I'm sure he just got taken out there. We're gonna have another look at what happened. Oh, they were closer than close there behind as well. It was, how does he get taken out by that? Is it just braking, taking himself out? It might have been. Nevertheless, very dramatic indeed. Here is Shoma, goes for the move into the first of the 2 Lesmos. And I think that's making it stick. Brilliant stuff from the Frenchman. We're gonna have another look shortly as it gets a little squirmy on the exit of the 2nd Lesmo. Gian Ludea is close, but I think we can have a look here. Going too wide, just slits it through on the inside. Brilliant stuff from the Frenchman. On board with the Williams driver. Giorgio, known as one of the top drivers around. And David, I'm not sure there was contact between the drivers. It might have been the lack of ABS. We have seen this. If you brake too hard with these cars, they can snap on you under braking. And I have a feeling that might be what happened to Jimmy there before. As we're on board with Shoma here for the Wang Cam. Seems Gio has a good run this time around. Evening to Piosko, nice to have you along as well. Good company, good people indeed. Here's Shoma and just about side by side into the first chicane. Shomar there managing to make that Audi very wide and keeping his position for now. It's not easy, it seems. Halbstag, oh, what's happened to Martin? Martin has flown back through the field. TSR Martin in 9th position now, and he hasn't picked up any damage or anything. So he's fallen down through. So here is Shomar holding off from Giorgio. Halbstag is in 3rd at the moment. The Portuguese and Grosso in 4th, with Quinton 5th, Dr. Hash in 6th. And that means that Gianluca also has fallen down the order. But we're following this lead battle because it is close indeed. As Gio is looking for the opportunity here as they come into Ascari. They're just this in spaces there. And I think actually Shomar gets the run down towards the Parabolica indeed. Let's have a look further down. Martin is up past. And Martin, having not picked up damage from whatever problem he's had, he's on a purple lap at the moment, so it's certainly not bad for Martin. He's caught up to Junaleska in front. He has Dr. Hash further up the road as well. Here is Gianluca, not having picked up damage as well, but in 11th position. Looks like he was in the pits, perhaps 26 seconds down. I wouldn't be surprised to find it anyways. We're back with the leaders here. And here goes Gio into the lead, into the first chicane. Tires smoking, but he manages to make it stick. Further down the order here is Halbstag. And then comes Ingrosso, and Ingrosso 7.5 seconds down. So there's quite a split. Quinton in 5th position. Strong run. Early days here. Dr. Hash seems to have a very poor run out of the first chicane here. As Martin has gotten past on Junaleska as well. And nice to see some cheering for Piotr here, a first-timer in the TT Cup Showdown series. Oh, and somebody went off big time there. That was Dr. Hash, and I wonder what the hell just happened for Dr. Hash. Oh, he just slid out and slid all the way across. He did a Häkkinen. Oh, he did a carbon copy of Häkkinen's accident there from the race when he had fever. And, oh, sorry, just a thought. We didn't catch the pass from Gio and Shomar, but we most certainly did as they're coming down towards the Parabolica now. They are very close indeed. We're on board with the Frenchman here. Really comes alive, the racing here without ABS. I have to say I really love it indeed. He did, David. He did. Oh, he did here. Shomar with the run. Is he going to return the favor from last round? We're only halfway through this first heat of 2. I'm rapping for you here tonight. MC Dirten here as they go side by side, and Shomar think back into the lead. Very clean move on Giorgio. And actually manages to pick up a little bit of a cushion as well through that move there. Let's go on board with Shomar here. We are under braking already. My controller starting to act up, even though I thought I did some cleaning on it the other day. I would have hoped that it would have stopped acting up, but it didn't apparently completely. Maybe it needs some more parts cleaned. Lord knows. And Grosso still finding himself 4th. Quinton still 5th. Martin in 6th position now. Still, I think he's broken the gap very cleanly indeed, down to Junaleska, the Dutchman, on a very good pace. Although he seems to have had some kind of incident at some point that could have messed it up for him. Indeed, Aura in 8th position at the moment. Oh, is he going side by side there with Junaleska, or what was that? Oh, they are indeed very, very close. Further down the order, it's Gianluca in 9th. Satisfied with that. Jimmy in 10th at the moment. And once again, down towards the Parabolica. The car in 2nd is eating its way closer to the car in 1st. Oh! Talking about controllers acting up, huh? Jesus Christ. And with that, I think we'll need a little bit of a replay shot to actually catch the action. A very nice move from Gianluca, even catching a slide there on the inside curb, but holding on to it and getting a good exit as well, but not good enough to hold off Chomar, it seems, all the way down to turn 1. As yet again they're gonna go side by side. This time he decides to defend it. And he does so brilliantly, or just as I call it to be a nice one. He sends it much too deep into turn 2, and he loses out big time on that one. Oh, he goes much too quickly there. Cuts over the curb and goes wide, and that allows the Frenchman through. So Giorgio here, the Williams driver, suffering ever so slightly, and that's allowed Halbstack to catch up somewhat here. He's now less than 2 seconds back. Awesome lead battle indeed. It's one of the greatest we've seen. Oh, Halbstack. Quinton still in 5th, trying to close the gap. And Chomar this time around, well, he's gotten a little bit of a gap at least. Question is just how much is it gonna be as they come down towards the Parabolica. Of course, no chance here through Ascari, half a second down. Giorgio a little squirmy there on the exit. And I'm just gonna see if I can stop my controller from doing this frantic shuffling through the order. To say the least, quite annoying. Anyway, this time around, I'm not quite sure Giorgio's close enough to Chomar. Of course, he does have the run in the slipstream, but it's gonna require a big old send. So let's see. Oh, Chomar going sideways over the apex, cuts a little too much of the curb there. And that is not gonna give him a great exit. And in turn, a good chance now for Giorgio to get back on the Frenchman in front. And he keeps it cool. I think he's hoping for Chomar to maybe make a mistake here. Looks like a little bit of a leg spike there, the Italian. That looked kind of strange. Have a look at what actually went on. I mean, he goes. Oh yeah. Ain't nothing but lag. Good evening to everyone joining here. As we're heading towards the final couple of laps of the first heat. We've been in for an absolute treat of a lead battle here between Chomar and Williams. Giorgio, evening cliche, nice to have you along. In 3rd at the moment, it's Halbstack. In 4th, it's Engrosso. 5th, it's VLX Quinton of Volex Esports, of course. TSR 6th with Martin, then more TX3 with Gianluca and Aura 7th and 8th at the moment. Here as Giorgio is very close to the rear end of Chomar. And this time they very much are side by side already at this point. And evening Rabbit Gator, yes, there is another round tonight. This time it is Giorgio sending it in and gets on through as well. Brilliant stuff from the Williams driver to take the lead back from the Frenchman. It's been back and forth, lap after lap after lap. It's been absolutely fantastic so far. And what he doesn't do this time around is that he doesn't actually break the gap down to Shomar. Shomar gets the run. And here down towards the second chicane, he's right on the bumper yet again. That's a loud coke. So pressing on, and Halbstack, he's lost quite a bit of time. It's evident that every time they start really battling, Halbstack quickly gains. And then he might also have made a little bit of a mistake as well. Indeed, a fulfilled night of titties. I swear it is da-na-na-na-na, always Coca-Cola. Because that's what the don't you remember that Coca-Cola jingle from the 90s? That's maybe just me. Anyway, still close here at Shomar's. Well, closing in. He's getting closer and closer. He's gonna send it into the Parabolica, I think. It's not because I think it's into the Parabolica, but I think he's gonna send it. It's gonna be a good cutback though from Giorgio. Side by side running, and he has the run. It's gonna present itself to a replay here. How brilliantly just gets so early on the power. Getting real good traction in behind Shomar. And now they're side by side yet again. Shomar this time with the run and the inside line. And he does reconquer the lead position yet again. Two abreast into turn 1. Yes, Piosko, if you'd forgotten, I just had to remind you, and there can be left no doubt about my talents and qualities as a singer, especially when I don't really try, I guess. I spoke to Thunderstorm of the ERT team, Thunderstorm, who's also been in the, Thunderstorm was also a brilliant commentator in his own right. It's absolutely entertaining, and he told me, I don't know if it's a joke or not, but he told me he'd done some musicals and stuff. It would be absolutely funny to do a duet sometime. Here's Quentin and Martin, 2 wide. The duel for the Netherlands. Here's Martin, goes around the outside in the first Lasmo. Brilliant move. TSR Martin up into 5th, and we're gonna have another move. We're gonna have another look. He gets a very good run though outside of the chicane. And just keeps it steady. Absolutely brilliant stuff indeed. Oh, and as we rejoin, there's been contact between the two. And that is not what we wanted to see whatsoever. Let's just have another look at that. And of course, we will be back with the lead battle shortly. Oh, he locks up the brakes, and that's surely going to be damage for both of them, I'm afraid. In turn, that's allowed Giandodea to get back on through on those two here. Yet again, Shomar defending the right line. Oh, that's at the left side of the track in turn. But it's Giorgio getting through. And now with just 3 laps left of the race, this is turning into an absolutely heated, brilliant battle at more places than one. We're trying to cover it all. F's out for Martin. Just got tapped. Under braking, of course. Mind you, there is no ABS. So, to say the least, it can be very hard to judge. We're on board with Shomar into the first of the 2 Lesmos. As mentioned a minute ago, 3 laps to go. I'm gonna unmute the mic before I say anything, but this has turned into an absolute classic of a race so far. Still keeps delivering, and the front row has run away with it so far. They've been in a league of their own. They've been so strong indeed. Still Halbstack running consistently there in third place, and Grosso with ample space around himself in fourth as well. Then it's Gianluca, Quinton, and Martin in the following positions. Amazingly, they didn't pick up any damage from that little bit of a squabble there before. And then it's Aura and Wake in 8th and 9th position. Duly, we're going to return to the leaders as they come across the line onto the penultimate lap. Out swings Shoman. He's going to make the move into turn 1 yet again. And yet again, I think the lead is gonna change unless he makes a mistake on the braking. Oh, he very much times that to perfection. Creeps in front of Giorgio there, who's left without a chance in reality. On board with the Giorgio here. As you can see, Chomat does a very good job of just putting the car where Giorgio wants to go to actually have a go back at him. Oh, this time into the chicane now. Don't take each other out. And it looked like it for a short moment. In the end, they weren't gonna. Great scrap indeed. And this is only the first of 2 races, 1.5 lap to go. And what a gift it's been. It's just been keep on giving. But I have to say, it's been like this for each event we've had of this Audi TT Showdown series. It's been absolutely amazing. It's very much a question of timing it, because it's gonna make the move here. No, look, exactly just as I thought. He's gonna wait. Giorgio, he's not stupid, he's waiting because he knows if he can time it into turn 1 instead of trying to send it into the Parabolica, he has a better chance of holding on, because it's gonna be one big overtaking opportunity that Joma in turn doesn't have. He's going to be left with only really the, well, excuse me, hashtag real bird, but the Parabolica entrance, or of course Ascari, the middle chicane. There are others, but they are much more risky. Here it is, Giorgio retaking the lead. That's very undramatic indeed. And Joma gets a little bit of a poor exit, it seems. Oh no, he actually doesn't. Get a very good exit. Dirtenisms all over. Do we get to wait while you do a tour? Well, hopefully not. Hopefully not, Piosco. I'd hope that... Oh, here! Shoma goes for it into the first Lesmo! And it's Giorgio holding on until now. And now down towards Ascari. Is he going to be close enough to actually make a move this time? Giorgio goes fully defensive, fully committed to the inside line. And they are very much side by side. Chomas in a difficult position. He goes around the outside there. Brilliant stuff indeed. And the Frenchman, that might be the winning move from Choma. What a move around the outside in the opening part of Ascari. That deserves another look. But we will have to stay with him for a moment more, because they're coming down towards the Parabolica. And it's the final opportunity for Giorgio here. On board, he has to run. I'm trying not to scream because I have neighbors, but this is absolutely brilliant stuff indeed. And they're gonna be side by side to the line. Oh, can hardly contain itself, and Choma has his nose in front. What's it gonna be? Photo finish and Choma. Ladies and gentlemen, what a finish. I mean, that cheeky little bump from the Frenchman. Oh, did that win it for him? That's amazing indeed. But what a race finish. What a race finish with Halbstag finishing in 3rd position and Grosso comes home for 4th. Gian Dudea in 5th after starting at the very back of affairs. Good job on him. Quinton 6th. Martin ends up 7th there. Aura in 8th position. Wake comes home for 9th with Junaleska. He's still running. He's gonna come home for 10th as he crosses the line in a moment's time. It's gonna be Dr. Hash 11. It's gonna be Jimmy in 12th. Carm's gonna come home for P13 and Piotr at the back of affairs 14th. Big F for neighbors indeed. that I mean I'm gonna spend some time clipping that and I'm gonna spend some couple of minutes when we finish this clipping. What a race, and big congratulations to Shomar actually picking up this one. It must be absolutely screaming indeed. Picking up a clean race in the eyes of GT Sport here with such a battle is all the more impressive indeed. Fantastic race. I have to write it to him here. What a race indeed it was. I'm just gonna take a moment to relax my voice. See if we can make it through the second round as well. What a battle indeed. Throw us a like, please, for that race. That was amazing. Throw us a like for Shomar and Giorgio going at it with the greatest of respect and such skill indeed as well. So we'll be setting up the grid immediately, I think, more or less. There's a 10-minute break. Well, let's just see if we can hear from him then. Cheers, Rabbit Gator, thanks. You know we appreciate it. Giorgio is being right back. Hello, Quentin. Welcome, mate. Welcome to the stream. Can I just join the party of someone else? No. God damn it. So, sorry ladies and gentlemen, yet again it's just a short break in the sense that we're having bouncy heads as I invite the top 3 of the race here for a break time interview. And that was of course Shomar, that was of course Giorgio, and indeed Halbstag. So I'm still trying to catch my breath back after that race. That was one of the more incredible ones I've watched. We're waiting for the podium finishers to join us for a short chat here in between. We've got 10 minutes of break time in between, and we've got the race winner with us, Shomar. That was quite a race. I have rarely seen anything like it. Talk us through it, please.
What can I say? I think the images just talk for themselves. Just everywhere we try to be smart, because Avzak was coming back. So sometimes I was staying behind, sometimes he was staying behind. And then the last lap we were like, fuck it, let's go. We have to do it. And yeah, the move on Ascari, I was afraid to go into the sun. When I braked where I did, I was like, that's never gonna turn. But yeah, that was
that was amazing. It was one of the closest finishes I have ever seen. 1400ths of a second between you and Gio. Yeah. Absolutely insane.
I want to make the photo finish after the race, like it's just like side by side. He tried to go on the inside on me, but he couldn't because I was here. So like, nope, I'm staying here. And yeah, that's.
It was. I think we all appreciated how great a battle, how great a battle that was. Congratulations on round 1 win. Now you'll be starting somewhere behind. Well, somewhere in the middle, I guess, 10th. In 10th now? Yeah?
10th, yeah.
10th, indeed, it is for you. So, good luck on your way through the field, and perhaps we'll speak after the next race as well. Halstak, 3rd in the first race for you, and evening. Hello, cheers, good evening, mate. I hope you're well. It looked very, very undramatic for you. Actually, and you kind of just flew under the radar. Was that also what happened in your race?
Yeah, I was a bit disappointed after Martin wins it at lap 2, I think. And I was a bit in a limbo between 2nd and 4th. But you might think my race might be a bit boring, but I had a lot of entertained because I really had to stare at the battle in front. Cars going side by side. I was just hoping to one of them to get damage or something like that secretly, but I think it didn't happen. So I was inconsistent at the end to catch up. Really, yeah, maybe
next time maybe. But indeed, a great result in the end. 3rd place at a very strong field, it has to be said, and. And a very dramatic race as well. I think, were you expecting such drama as we've seen here in the first heat coming into this one?
Are you talking to me? Sorry.
Yes, yeah.
I'm expecting drama. I was calculating a bit with some bottle drops more, because Monza is a really demanding track when it comes to drag point, and especially when you are that close. So I was just waiting for the moment someone missed the brakes or just loses the back end and smash the other one. It happened so many times before in the DirtenDK Cup on this track. So, but yeah, it stayed extremely close and clean at the same time. I was just an observer at that point. But yeah, still a good result.
Well, indeed, cheers, and congratulations on a podium finish. Best of luck for the second heat.
Yeah, I will make it a good show. I'll try to, in some way or another.
We'll see what happens. Yeah, I think so too. And with that, I also think it's time to reveal what will be our special event for tonight, because usually, here for the TT Cup, the Titty Cup Showdown series, we have the red versus black events, the Destruction Derby races, which have been great fun. Tonight we're gonna try something different, and I think the Benelux people, especially I think partly the Belgians, but especially Martin, is gonna have a very fun heart for what we're gonna do later as a finale here after the second heat, as we're gonna have a round of backwards racing in the minis. That's gonna be quite something special, I believe.
Oh yeah.
So backwards racing in the minis. Rapid Gator, it's not success, Alex. I think Quentin actually got a penalty for something, if I'm not completely mistaken. I don't have the memory. What?
For something, I don't remember what, but it was from the Nürburgring.
From the Nürburgring indeed.
He collided to someone.
Exactly. And also worth mentioning is that, of course, some of you might have seen we did a 3-hour race yesterday in iRacing, just to talk a little about what we're doing here on the channel. Just self-promotion, absolutely shameless. We did a 3-hour race yesterday, went pretty well, went up 25 positions in the end after losing 3 laps at the start due to disconnection all the time. We're not going to mention that. this coming weekend, this Saturday, we are going to be taking part in the 24 hours of Spa endurance race with me, with Traels, and Mr. Martin himself of TSR fame, the quick man. So it's going to be interesting to see. Tune in and follow us on our quest for our very first real endurance race. That's going to be an interesting one. With that, I don't think Giorgio is going to be back in time for a chat here. So I'm just going to skip that. No, I don't think so as well. So I'm just going to skip that idea. I'm going to close down the party as well. I'm going to say thanks for tuning in, like we're finished. Thanks for tagging along, you two gentlemen, and best of luck for Heat 2, as we'll be getting on with the racing in a moment. Cheers! So the bouncing heads, the bouncing heads are back. 2 minutes until we get race 2 underway, and that will be the perfect time to hop out for refreshments. Or whatever you need. And with that said, I actually could really use a short break before we go racing again. Ladies and gentlemen, I will be back in a very short moment. Please don't go anywhere. So I rejoined and I'm back. Get ready for flat out racing indeed. Get ready for the standing start. It won't be long. Tell everybody to get back here. There will be 12 more laps of racing here on display with the TTs before we get going with the minis. See if Martin's gonna showing his Dutch talents. So there it is. The final is underway, and with that, well, it's gonna be 12 more laps of racing. As mentioned, a standing start for this one, so we can expect even more drama into turn 1. Hopefully they'll all get around, as it's not like I'm crossing my fingers for anyone to wreck. And of course we have a reverse grid order based on qualifying, and that is for the top 10. That means it's Grosso in front of Jimmy, Dr. Hash, Wake, Aura, Calm, Halbstärk, Martin, Gio, and Shomar. And then it's Gianluca, Quentin, and so on there, who's outside the top 10. This time, once they go green, they go for real, and it's off. So watch those lights. There's the red lights, and as they go green, there they are, it's off, and a lot of wheel spin, I think, and Grosso gets a good start in behind. It's Wake in the TSR car, looked like he got well off the line as well. Jimmy is up there as they come down towards the turn 1, charging indeed. Very much field stacking up here as then Grosso overbreaks it, and there Jimmy goes somewhere. And they're 5 wide into turn 1 here. That's absolutely chaotic scenes. Hugely chaotic scenes into turn 1 here. We're gonna have another look at that shortly. I have rarely seen so many cars that wasn't minis across a racetrack before, and somehow they managed all to go through here. Shoma in a couple and a half a lap. He's gone off from 10th to 5th and half a lap. That's absolutely impressive. Martin there, he gets reset. Hardcore there, the penalties is indeed. He gets reset right back on track. Brutal. And Grosso now leading Dr. Hash, Wake, Calm, and Halbstärk. And they're beginning to really snake out here, the cars. And let's have another look. Let's just quickly have another look at that turn 1. Look at that down here. Let's go how many wide. There is contact though. Left, right, and center. These touring cars. Wouldn't you expect it in the end? Oh, Martin has disappeared yet again. He's disappeared far down the order now. Taking on here with Jimmy at the end of affairs. 10 seconds down. Quinten and well, whoever that is, even further down. Up here, it's Alstag going a little wide in the Parabolica. And Shoma, he's a man on a mission here to see if he can just break away early on. He's trying to defend from Gianluca. Evening to Kerr. Nice to have you along, mate. What a pleasure. And Kerr, you should totally come for one of these races. It would be... Oh! Contact, it seems. And we're gonna have another look with that. It is just me, indeed. What's that happening up in front? Oh, it's a big bit of wreckage there up in front. I think that's between Calm and Wake. Oh, as they go into the middle chicane, there's another bit of contact. Let's have another look at what happened up here. So we're on board with Calm in 4th position, the Canadian. Coming into turn 1, smokes going off and Grosso brakes very early. Look at that. Wake just goes sideways and then there's an absolute chain reaction. Everybody becoming passengers there for a moment. I don't think anyone could do anything about it. So the outcome of that is that Shoma, who started in 10th at the end of the 2nd lap, now finds himself in 3rd position, and he's just half a second down on Dr. Hash, running 2nd at the moment. Jimmy, that was poor luck, mate. Just went right across there in turn 1. That's a noble reach for the reset button, indeed. Yeah, it's gonna take him. They won't be doing any more laps for this race, hardly after this one. Good for them. We're on GT Sport. But that said, Kerr, you should really be joining in for one of these races at some point. I think you would find the field match to your level. And I think you'd find the action fun as Shoma now gets across and gets in front of Dr. Hash. And he makes it look easy in the braking zone here into the first chicane. Dr. Hash trying to look for the opportunity for a cutback. He does get a good run, but there is a Frenchman car in the way. And now the hunt is on for Grosso in the lead. Further down the order, Wake in 4th, Unaleska 5th at the moment. Then it's Martin in 6th, Calm in 7th position. We've got Jimmy in 8th, or 9th. Jimmy don't text and drive. Gio in 10th position. So he hasn't really managed to move up the field. It's been a display of poor luck, I believe. Quinten in 11th, Gianluca down in 12th position. Piotr 27 in 13th as well. Oh my god, Kerr, you want to join our team? Oh, nice. Grats on that one as well. There is Shoma, Hash, Wake, and Unaleska is beginning to snake up ever so slightly. Though the little difference there is that Shoma is actually running away from it at the moment. And without Giorgio close to keep him on a leash, I am afraid the Frenchman is just gonna roll away from everybody else. He's been on an absolute charge here tonight. See him gaining on Ingrosso. What, Piosco? So you've been paying for iRacing without knowing it, or without being real? Oh, that sucks. That really sucks. Let's see here with the Junaleska in a TSR sandwich. It's getting chased down by Martin at the moment. Last time we saw that gap, that was around 2 seconds. Well, it certainly isn't anymore. Without knowing. Oh. Yeah, that's kind of sour money spent on nothing. That iRacing subscription, at least you know you want to use it. And if you subscribe, you also subscribe because you know you're going to be able to, you know, put in the time that's making it worth here. Junaleska's getting very close to Wake. He's going to go on board with the Belgian here. Oh, a little bit of a bump draft on the way down to the Parabolico. As they try to break away from Martin, yet the Dutchman behind is just gaining on the two here. And there it is, Junaleska getting past Martin, I was about to say. It's of course Wake. Wake, it seems, is gonna send it back though. Oh, he gets very squirmy though on the brakes in that situation. Like he was going from side to side as he was trying to slow the car down for turn one. Gonna have another look here. Pulls out. The squirminess of these cars under braking is sometimes slightly underestimated, I feel. And the gap from Ingrosso down to Chomar is quickly diminishing. It's under 1.5 seconds now. The illegal doctor is still in third position. I'm sorry, any Dutchman, I wasn't meant to. It's when I get a cotton mouth from talking so much. It happens. Martin knows. It happened to me earlier as well today. But it's Hash in third, the illegal doctor. He could very well be Dutch, that kind of doctor. Anyway, Junaleska fourth, Martin fifth, Wake in sixth. Then it's Aura in seventh, Jimmy in eighth. Then it's Carr now defending from Giorgio. Sends it into Ascari and gets up into ninth position there. Very good move from Williams Gio. Look at that run he has on Calm. Does he just let him through? Nonetheless impressive. Oh, Piosco, but you should totally come race with us now. Was Gio gaining ninth position. He's now chasing Jimmy in front. The TSR train is on. Or is it? Martin in fifth, Aura sixth. He's up past Wake now. So it actually isn't. And Grosso now as Shoma for company for real here. So we're on board with the Portuguese. Still 8 more laps to do. I think he's gonna have his work cut out, keeping the swift Frenchman behind him. Ja. En jij pech. En jij pech van Vroegel. As I speak a little bit of Dutch, and it's an amazing language. I certainly love it. I certainly love its dialects, and its dialects when transferred to English as well. It's both charming and hugely entertaining, I have to say. Not like our own flat Danish accent, where you hear somebody very Danish speaking. It more like sounds like this, you know. It's just like flat, and it's very like this. And it's not really that funny as well, and they all have like this kind of, and we all speak so flat. It's as flat as the country is, basically. Here is Showman now going for the move on, and Grosso as we better get back to the racing, and Grosso defends very well the Portuguese here, showing that he's not without skill at all, as he defends from Showman, who actually in turn does have his nose in front into turn one. Brilliant one from Ingrosso there. And still holding on to it, Dr. Hash in third. And then behind here it's now Junaleska, Martin, Aura, and Wake, I think. Lining up there, but here it is indeed. Ingrosso leading the race. He's had a strong one so far for this second heat. With a helmet that's just a pure tribute to well, early 70s rock bands, basically. And that's by far, that's far from, that's what I want to say, far from the worst thing you have. Oh, I think there's a little bit of touchy stuff going on here behind. Someone went wide on the exit of Ascari. Oh yeah, that's Aura. No real drama there. Evening Shasa, nice to have you along. Look at this up here now. It's Martin having a really good go. We're gonna keep it. Look at the front battle, because this time around I'm having the feeling that Ingrosso is gonna have a little bit of a problem defending from Showmai as well in front into turn one. And I don't think there's anything really to do about that. Showma into the lead, and now it's just about seeing whether or not he'll be able to cling on to it. Martin is on the tail of Junaleska here. And he has Aura 0.8 of a second down. He's bump drafting the rear end of the Frenchman in front. Well, be careful with doing it too late. You're gonna send him flying into the chicane. They get through cleanly indeed. Showma, he's running away with it now, I think. Just gained 2/10 through the first Lesmo alone. And he's looking to break the slipstream down to Ingrosso. And in the background it is Dr. Hash trying to creep up on in the Portuguese, but it's still 3 seconds in between. It's Jonas racing here. No, it's only Jomas. Jomas, but no Jonas. The confusion is strong. And this has now turned into a three-way here as Aura has caught up to Martin and Junaleska in front. We're on board with the German in 6th place at the moment, with a very good view on what goes on in front as they snake across the line. Five more laps to go. Aura taking the careful approach into turn one. Martin not able to make a move. But he tries to get a good exit there and does so indeed on Unaleska, who in turn I think gets a very poor run through the chicane, and we're gonna go for a second look with TSR Martin. Oh, that's a huge slide from Unaleska, well kept. And no wonder he gets a poor exit in the end. Oh, as Martin goes off! Martin's gone and hacking in it, I think, as well. In behind, it's been very close in between Unaleska and Aura. Oh, he's not completely hacking in it. Oh, he actually did turn it around. Poor luck for TSR Martin. That mistake cost him dearly. That's allowed Wake up through into 6th position. Now he's defending from Jimmy. They've got the company of Giorgio, the Williams driver, still in 9th position, having found himself with a lot of space, with a lot of making up to do here. Shomar now leading in Grosso by 2.5 seconds. In 3rd, it's still Dr. Hash. He's closed in over a second though on in Grosso. So the battle for 2nd still might not be over at all. Unaleska in 4th, Aura 5th, Wake 6th, and then unlucky Martin, who lost it in the chicane. He's down in 7th position now. So here we are on board with Aura. Might be close enough. I think he very much is close enough to make some kind of move materialize here on Unaleska. Easy pickings, it looks to be. Oh, Unaleska goes back for it. That's gonna end up going all wrong. And Unaleska cuts across the track. I think there is nothing to do for him but to give back the position. And we're gonna see Unaleska's view of this as he locks up. He tries to go around the outside there and defend his position. This doesn't work like that as he gets a slide on. But he manages to keep it in the end, and that's pretty good. That's taken out on of the red signs there as well in the chicane. Further down, here is Giorgio. He's now up into 8th position, so he's gotten past on Jimmy. He's gotten well past indeed. Same goes for Martin. Oh yeah, he wasn't behind before. Yet another Dirtenism. Quentin in 10th, Carm 11th. It's Gianlude at 12th, and Piotr in 13th here, who hasn't had the best of heats. The best of races now. Dr. Hash has gotten past on and Grosso. And that's been down in the Lesmos or even before. So that went a lot quicker than I had anticipated. And let's see if the Portuguese can keep up. Oh, Dr. Hash getting a slide on. The German being quite strong in touring cars. Anything that isn't anything that doesn't have too much downforce, he says. He likes. That slide might have given Grosso the very good run here as Dr. Hash tries to squeeze him. The Portuguese though squeezes through and turn up into 2nd. Very good move from Grosso indeed, as I think he manages to get a good exit though, Dr. Hash. And I think this is by no means over. We're just gonna have another look at the actual move here from the onboard cam of Grosso here. A little bit of a squirm from Dr. Hash, but they managed to stay clear of one another, and the move is well done indeed. Shoma, meanwhile, all this squabbling in behind. Well, his advantage is up to 6.5 seconds now, so he's really run away with it. Hash making Grosso a busy man. It's Unaleska in 4th, but I'm not sure he's gonna make his way back on. There's 2.5 laps left. So we are towards the end of affairs here. Oh, was that a move from Hash? No. Didn't think so as well. This time though, as they go side by side down towards the Parabolica, I think Dr. Hash does have the run. But he's on the outside, so it's not over at all. He goes deep, he goes very deep. And he gets the car to the apex. I think he even gets the run. Oh, that's a brilliant one indeed from Dr. Hash. And to gain 0.4 of a second through there as well. Just gonna see if we can slidey indeed. Great move from Hash. It has to be said here. And Grosso gets back at him though. So it wasn't that long lasting. And Grosso with a big run on Dr. Hash here. And there he appears. Really out of power, I think, to do much about it. And now it's Grosso back up into second position. And he's gained some time as well. He's almost put Hash out of the slipstream here at a crucial point. Oh, Unaleska almost does a carbon copy of what Martin did earlier in the race. It's gonna allow Aura to get close as well. Wake still 6th. Giorgio is up into 7th position. And I'm afraid that means Martin has gone down the order. Up in front, it's still Shomar. Looking to improve upon the time set by Aura here. Wants to do that, he wants that fastest lap as well. And now Dr. Hash is right upon the bumper of Grosso yet again. So the run here to the line, although there is still a lap left, of course. It was just in my head it was the last lap. All of a sudden, of course, there is one more lap left to do. Down towards the Parabolica, they go yet again. Hash knows he has a good run around the outside, but this time Grosso doesn't allow him to break that late. Keeps on it himself. And this time it's Hash with the run. Behind these two, it's Aura and Unaleska as well, side by side, with switching positions here, I think. And up in front, here comes the move from Dr. Hash. Oh, they're gonna go very much side by side, and I don't think that's gonna work out, at least this time around. Aura getting passed on Unaleska as well. So let's just have a quick look here. Hash trying around the outside into turn 1. It gets too deep. And it's Grosso getting the line, and then in behind it's Aura making that very move stick. Look how Shomar is just flying away from him here. He's doing qualifying pace while there's so much squabbling in behind. Oh, and what has happened to Unaleska? Unaleska has absolutely cleared out here. He's down in 7th position. So that's gonna decide the battle for 4th in the favor of Aura. And Grosso still defending from Dr. Hash. And they're gonna go side by side down towards the Parabolica yet again. For the final time, of course, Shomar's gonna take the checkered flag in a couple of moments' time. He's 10 seconds up on those. He's been a brilliant race so far this year. Dr. Hash goes in front on the break-in through the Parabolica, but I really think Grosso has a big run up on him here. Is it gonna be enough? Oh, it's gonna get close, and yet again we're having another finish within a 10th of a second. Absolutely impressive. A double victory for Shomar. Brilliant driving from the Frenchman. And Aura gets 4th. It is Dr. Hash, by the way, taking 2nd right in front of Ingrosso. That was one for the line as well. We're gonna have another look at that attempt. Into the final corner they go. And there's Hash just breaking that tad later. Willing to risk a little bit more. Anyway, it's Wake in 5th. Giorgio comes home for 6th position, so an impressive couple of closing laps for him. Junaleska bombs down to 7. It's Jimmy in 8th. It's Martin down in 9th position. Unlucky indeed. Quinton 10th. Gianluca 11th. Calm down in 12th. And then Piotr is going to come home for 13th position. Some absolutely hot stuff indeed there in the battles between Dr. Hash and Grosso, and indeed as well in the battle between Aura and Junaleska. And that could have gone all the way to the line as well. And now all we have left is something I've really been looking forward to. Coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, it is the backwards race. In the best Dutch tradition, which I think is called Achteruitsrennen or something like that. It's at least called Achteruit something, because Achteruit, that much I know it's backwards. But anyways, a great congratulations to Shomar yet again. Twice the victory here tonight, really showing the class. It has to be said. Brilliant start from Jimmy. Oh, let's just check out the race results indeed, so you can get an overview. So we're on here with the party of Dr. Hash. Good evening, Hash. What a battle between yourself and Grosso. Could I get you to invite Ingrosso and Shomar to this party?
We are here.
Oh, you're here already. Oh, amazing! So you've done all the work already. Well, amazing. What a battle between you two. Went all the way to the line. And, well, of 2 races here, we've had podium battles twice decided within a 1/10 of a second. That has to be a first. Great racing, guys. Let's just start with you then, Ingrosso. You were looking so strong for so long in this race, but then when Shomar came up, it looked like there really wasn't much to do about him in the end. How did it feel having that crazy fast Frenchman coming up behind you? Brilliant stuff. And then the battle with Dr. Hash at the end of the race, well, that was even hotter. That really went back and forth. Tell us, can you talk us through that quickly? Indeed. And on to you then, Hash. What a great organized race, I have to say. First of all, thanks for taking in the time, you and the team, to put together these races on a monthly basis with such a strong field and everything. It's been great. And your second race as well here, looked to be pretty great. Talk us through that battle with Ingrosso from your point of view. Yeah, Shoma, certainly driver of the day has to go to you. You came from 10th to 5th position in the field in before the first chicane on the first lap. So that's turns 1, 2, and then Curva Grande, and you were up 5 positions. Talk us through that first lap, please.
I was lucky. I don't want to be impolite, but yeah, very, very, very lucky. In the first corner, I had a good start, so I decided to be behind Giorgio to take a bit of slipstream. And then I saw a spot right on the outside, like a car wide, not more, not less. And I just took this, and I had the feeling of... I did that in the top 24 last year, and that didn't end well. And then, I don't remember who it was, but someone just went a bit wide, so I just took the position. And then he came back in my inside, but I couldn't do anything because I had already 2 cars on my outside. And I was squeezed into like 2 or 3 cars. And I could hear and feel my wheel going left, right, left, right, left, right. And my car was shaking because I was between 2 cars. And I was, oh my god, damages everywhere, I'm sure. I just exited the first corner, the first chicane, and I see no damages at all. I went up to P6, and then I made a fake move on someone. He went wide, P5. But that's a pretty good start.
That certainly is. That it certainly is. And coupled with that amazing race we had from you and Giorgio in Heat 1, I think driver of the day certainly has to go to you. Thanks for taking the time to do a little interview. Let's just stay with you guys for this party here, because we're in for something that I personally have been looking forward to doing in a very long time. Since I presented Hash and the guys with the idea of doing backwards racing. Yeah, I've been looking forward to it.
Good.
So it's time for backwards racing in the minis, inspired by, I mean, for those of you who doesn't know, this is actually a thing in the Netherlands. Martin will tell you about it. He's in the party. Evening, Martin.
No, it's
Evening.
not. Is it?
Yes, it is. It is.
It is a thing.
On the circuit of Zandvoort, where they're doing the Formula 1, they used to do backwards racing and caravan racing. That's where the idea came from. That is genuinely a thing. I'm not sure if Hash knows this, but track limits aren't a thing either. You can just run as long as you do the lap backwards.
Okay, so there's no track limits. You can do whatever you want, and
as long as you're going backwards.
So Hash, how many laps are we gonna do here, and what's the format gonna be?
It's up to you. I didn't have any format, so you can decide. 3 laps, 4 laps, something like that.
Okay, so we're gonna have more than that. We're gonna have 5 laps, I think. 5 laps. Good. 5 laps. Everybody line up on
Wait a
grid.
second. How much power do we need?
How much power? 100, 100. We should probably set the BOP to on so nobody cheats with gears. So nobody prolongs their reverse gears, because we could probably see if you could. I don't know if you can prolong your reverse gear in the settings in GT Sport.
You can.
You can, yes, that's what I thought exactly. So we don't want to see that. That would be absolute cheating. This way, my ladies and gentlemen, the cars has a top speed of around 60 kilometers an hour. And they are notoriously difficult to drive. So what we need everybody to do is to do what Hash is doing here. Just take a direct U-turn from the pits and then go and line up on the grid.
Oh god, that's gonna be awesome. I'm not sure, should I go with the wheel or with the controller?
I'm going controller. I'm not going on the wheel for this.
I'm on the wheel.
We should do like a rally cross style, just side by side by side by side by side.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Ow.
Remember.
So do we need any more?
Left to go left, and right to go right.
No,
Dirten?
it's not.
I think
do
I'm
we have to
cheating.
do we have to do a mandatory
you
pit
are.
stop?
No, there's no mandatory pit stop. Basically, this is backwards racing in DAF style. There are no rules, basically, and I will try to do my most hilarious commentary for this. in the Dutch style as well.
Dutch style.
So
and Grosso and Jimmy try to make some.
Show must go in the grass.
place.
Go on the grass.
wait,
You
I'm
fast.
gonna go
You
to
fast
the left
freak.
all the way.
Yeah, like that. That's it. That's it.
Oh wait.
So
I have to
here we go.
align properly, I think.
Everybody ready?
Calm is
I'm
just
taking a
chilling
screenshot.
in the middle of nowhere.
I'm just taking a screenshot out of it.
There
This
we
is
go.
too good.
Oh my god, no!
Better put it in reverse.
Oh,
And ladies and gentlemen, our very first mini backwards race is on the way, and from the very get-go, it's Martin, our resident Dutchman, taking the lead. Dr. Hash is right around him. Oh, and listen to these revving engines as they're coming down to turn one. Oh, what are they doing, these two? There's contact, they're squeezing each other. That's not what they need to do. And Martin, he's turning the right way. Oh, he's turning the right way. He's not supposed to do that, and there's huge carnage in turn one. The doctor is off the track. What is he doing? He needs to see the doctor for some glasses, I think. Clearly must be blind. And now it's Jimmy, the Scotsman, who's leading Dr. Hash and Piotr. Piotr was at the back of the grid for the races before. Now he's finding himself backwards at the front. Maybe there's a coalition between these two. Wake, the Belgian, knows the language of this. He's in 4th position with the Frenchman Choma in 5th. It's Grosso in 6th, Aura 7th, and Calm, the Canadian, in 8th position. Jimmy is going a little bit wide, and now he's getting caught up by Dr. Hash, who gets the run on him. And Jimmy tries to fend him off. Of course, they can still go on the grass here as they come down towards the right-hander. Is it a left-hander? Is it a right-hander? We don't even know as they're turning left, they're going right. Oh, it's so interesting this. Look at the speeds they're carrying. No more than 63 kilometers an hour. You'll hear those revving engines. Absolutely crazy. Now, mind you, you can actually get a run upon your opponent if you manage not to hit the rev limiter. That'll give you an extra 1 or 2 kilometers an hour. Here's Dr. Ash. He goes to cut the track. Look at this. Brilliant with the mindfulness. He goes across the grass, and now he's in the lead. Though that's Jimmy. Yes, Jimmy takes the long way around, and he's absolutely getting left with that there. And Wake as well has been punted off, and Hash has lost it, and Jimmy is still in the lead. And we're only still on lap 1 here. We're only still on lap 1, and there's a huge pile up. Oh, on the exit of the hairpin. Nobody has been able to get through the hairpin here. Somebody is turning the right way. Cars now getting turned around. There's a big track race. Who's that? Martin handbrake turning, getting punted on the way. Absolutely brilliant stuff. And in between all of this, it's still Jimmy leading. It's Calm, the Canadian, up into 2nd position. Joe Mars, the Frenchman, in 3rd, with Dr. Hash now in 4th. Piotr in 5th. It's Aura 6th, and Grosso 7th, and Halbstag in 8th. And I might have made a huge mistake on calling 5 laps of this. So we're just gonna say, okay, just 3 laps.
Two shorter races of like 2 or 3 laps.
Yeah,
Make it into 2 races.
We're gonna do 2 races of 3 laps indeed. So Calm has a good gap, and the field has been spread out by now. It will need to be a mistake from Jimmy if he can keep his head cool for 2 more laps of this. Of course, 1 lap, mind you, have taken 4.5 minutes for some of these drivers. It's been absolutely incredible. Look at this. Look at this. Let's go on board. Wang Cam is perfect for this. I don't even have to hold in the controller as we're on board with Martin. Look at those headlights. Hey, Halbstag. And Grosso, can we see some flashing? Yes. As Martin tries to cut a little bit of the... But he loses speed, and I think he actually loses time in the end there. Jimmy's still comfortably in the lead. He's doing. Well, it's not even 60 kilometers an hour. It's actually 50. I thought it was 60. Well, there's a good bit of cutting going on here down behind in affairs. We're gonna have to follow the action here as Grosso goes around alongside Halbstag. Oh, takes out Martin in the meanwhile. But Martin is still alive. He's up into 6th position. Here comes Piotr trying to go through, and he does go through. No, he doesn't. He ends up in the grass. Oh. It's the place to be, but only if you're moving. Halbstag, what is he doing?
What is he doing?
He isn't,
I
That isn't very spicy at all.
Hello.
But I think I've
Jimmy.
Oh my god.
Jimmy on his way
think I
onto the
might have
final
one.
lap.
I'm taking the slipstream, guys.
Shoma is in the slipstream, confirmed. Slipstream is confirmed.
Oh, my finger hurts.
Stop complaining.
Grosso, I need your slipstream.
That's the first time ever I'm making a bump draft on reverse gear.
Oh, look at this. There's a new backwards track record for TSR Jimmy.
Fastest lap record.
2 minutes and 21 seconds here around Tsukuba. New track leopard record. Track leopard.
Has 1,000.
But Shoma's just beaten the track leopard. 218 track leopards.
For 1,000 of a second.
And now, of course, the standings are completely lying, but it is, of course, still Jimmy. It is, of course, still Jimmy leading Shoma. Look at who's now in behind here. It's still Dr. Hash, and I can't see who it is. I'll need the things on top. Appear for me, things.
Things.
There they are. The things appeared.
This is just
So it is Dr. Hash. So that means Shoma's now second with Hash third, Calm in fourth. Behind these, Martin is now in sixth position still, and in front of him, who is that? That's Aura. Behind him, there's a big gap down to them. That's Ingrosso, Wake, and Piotr. Piosko mentioning that I have to clip this and make it look like they're going forward very slowly. Looking like it's as Hash goes around and Calm does a carbon copy of it. And who can get going fastest of these two? Why did Calm just choose to do the same thing? Aura's passed on the final stretch. Aura's passed on the final stretch. What is going on? Is it just them, or is it the cars making the drivers look like absolute idiots here? Well, I don't know, but Jimmy has been made to look like the smallest twat of them all, and he's now taking his Mini to the line, reverse, in the beautifulest of fashion. Let's see, he's gonna turn it around. Is he gonna be able to turn it over? No, he's not. In real life, it probably would have been tipped, but Jimmy wins. Great job, Jimmy. How does that feel?
Is he even here?
I think he was before.
I improved the lap time. Hey.
It's fantastic. It's the greatest achievement of my life.
I would imagine it to be. Shoma gets second as they're all scrambling across the line here for what must be the stupidest race in the history of Gran Turismo Sport. Tichny, Wreckfest, go home, all that stuff. It does not get any more dumb than what you're seeing here on Half the Race Gone, and we are very proud of that fact indeed. Good stuff that we're only having 5 viewers at the moment because, well, honestly, I don't think we deserve any more. So, Halbstag manages to pin it in the final corner. Oh, and he puts it in the wall as well, as Wake crosses the line as well.
My tires are cold.
What a surprise. So with the, I think we're just gonna limit it to this one race. I don't think there's a need to be broadcasting backwards racings unless we, I mean, I could go ahead and, you know, get the community together to actually organize a backwards league that we can have once in a while. It would be very, very funny indeed. I think we should have a chat about that. But anyways, from me,
Wait,
thanks for
so
joining
what
in.
you're saying is,
What?
I'm the champion.
You're the champion. You are the champion. But in backwards means you're kind of like the loser is the winner, so the winner is the loser. And even if you're a winner,
retire.
you're a loser. I don't
retire,
know.
that's it. No more champions.
Cheers, Kerr. See ya. But anyways, that'll be it for us from tonight. Guys, say hi to everyone.
Hi.
Perfect. Perfect.
Hello.
No, that's about it. That's true. Do what the Frenchman says, or what it's on Grosso. I don't know who. Somebody told you. It's you. It's you. It's you. Oh, it's you. You heard it. Anyways, we're gonna be returning the coming weekend for that big event, the 24 Hours of Spa. We hope to see you there. Thanks for tuning in tonight. It's been a great pleasure. We've been on for some great racing from Monza and some absolutely stupid shit here from Sir Cooper. I've been and I am as well still DirtenDK. It's been my utmost of pleasures having you along for tonight. So of course, one last thing, you can find us on Twitter. There's a link in the description. You can find us on Discord. We have a Discord. You can join it to join the festivities. Check how stupid the broadcast is. Just think about the level it reaches in our Discord. Anyways, you can do that as well. And with that said, that'll be the last for me. So thanks for tuning in. What a pleasure. And until next time, take care, have fun, and bye-bye.